On July 17, 2019, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was sentenced to life in prison plus 30 years in prison. Their destination would be the most infamous penitentiary in America, the ADX in former Florence. This maximum security facility houses some of the most bloodthirsty criminals in the world and has become the epicenter of Chapo's criminal empire. An exhaustive documentary explores the reasons behind ADX Florence's reputation as an incarnation of hell on earth. On July 20th, 2019, he was finally transferred to the United States. However, 6,759 days before this event, El Chapo carried out a series of actions that made him a fugitive pursued in practically all countries. But before continuing with the video, don't forget to activate the bell to find out about any new content we upload, and subscribe if you are truly passionate about narco stories. Without further ado, let's continue with the video. Chapo's first prison escape sounds like a scene from a movie, but with this character, anything seems possible. On January 19, 2021, El Chapo managed to escape from one of the most guarded prisons in Mexico, with the complicity of guards and prison staff, among them a guard named Francisco El Chito Camperos Rivera. El Chapo meticulously planned his escape, bribing numerous people to coordinate every detail. When the time came, El Chito electronically opened the door to his cell, hiding him in a laundry cart full of dirty clothes. They moved the cart through doors and hallways in a maximum security prison, which involved passing several security checkpoints in a hallway about 100 meters long. A terrifying situation even for someone like El Chapo. At a critical moment, while El Chito was trying to convince a guard, the laundry cart unexpectedly rolled back, causing El Chapo deep fear that it would overturn, which would mean his return to prison. Fortunately, the cart stopped, allowing El Chito to take it to the parking lot, where they transferred him to another vehicle and escaped the area. This first prison escape cemented El Chapo's reputation as one of the most dangerous individuals in the world. At that time, the United States was seeking his extradition, but El Chapo understood that, if extradited, it would mean the end of his drug trafficking empire, his criminal organization, and even his family. Therefore, he chose to go into hiding, but his story took a spectacular turn once again, marking what seemed to be the beginning of the end. The Mexican government was compromised by Chapo's astonishing escape in 2015, putting it in a delicate position. His life seemed to follow the script of a movie. His capture in 2014, his escape from prison through a tunnel dug beneath his cell, and his ability to defy security with an Oscar-worthy audacity. Although captured again, his escape from the Mexican prison marked a milestone. El Chapo, sentenced to life in prison in the United States, still challenges freedom beyond the walls of the most severe penitentiary in the country. Many wonder if he can escape, but the security of the ADX Florence prison, created after violent events at other facilities, makes an escape unlikely. This complex was established with an extraordinary investment of $60 million by the United States government, conceived without compromising security, following the evident need for more secure facilities after deadly incidents in previous prisons. The ADX Florence prison, inaugurated on January 10, 1995, arose in response to the need for a place that would guarantee unbreakable containment for the most dangerous criminals in the country, where human life was not a factor to be considered in its design and operation. We will focus on the deplorable living conditions and environment in which criminals like El Chapo are living in Colorado, United States. This location is home to the Floral Florence Federal Correctional Complex, also known as the Flores Federal Correctional Facility. This complex consists of 3 correctional facilities with different levels of security. Although they have the capacity for up to 460 inmates each, they have never reached their maximum capacity for unknown reasons. As of January 2023, the maximum security unit, called Supermax, houses 326 inmates spread across 6 different units. These individuals have been sent here because they are considered extremely dangerous for a conventional prison. An example of this is the case of Chapo, who previously escaped from 2 maximum security prisons in Mexico, so they cannot be transferred to a standard prison. In this complex, inmates, including Chapo, are confined to individual cells for 23 hours a day. During the remaining free time, they are allowed access to a slightly larger cell area for only 1 hour, with no access to clocks or the sky from their cells. During this hour, they are escorted with security measures such as handcuffs, shackles, or both, depending on the inmate's level of danger. They have a certain autonomy to move, exercise, and even meditate in an underground space that resembles an empty swimming pool. However, the outdoor space is extremely limited. Inmates can take only about 10 steps in a straight line or 31 steps in a circle before turning around. This reflects the limitation of space and time an inmate can spend there, directly linked to their behavior. Those with proper behavior get more time outdoors, while those unable to correct themselves could spend their entire sentence behind the solid steel doors of their cell. As for food, meals and packages are subject to strict restrictions to prevent self-harm or attacks on correctional officers and maintain hygiene in the cells. Inmates transferred from other facilities may share a dining hall, but dangerous individuals like Chapo receive their meals individually delivered by correctional officers. Once El Chapo has finished his meal, his plastic tray undergoes a meticulous inspection to ensure that he has not attempted to damage it in any way that could turn it into a potential weapon. Each cell is equipped with a bed, a desk, and a seat, all made entirely of concrete. Right next to the door is a toilet designed to flush automatically if it clogs, meaning there are no handles to flush it. Chapo's cell, one of the few with an indoor shower, operates using a programmed timer. In addition, it has a small sink without a tap, potentially dangerous. Some cells have steel mirrors bolted to the walls, and some are equipped with televisions. Chapo's cell includes a television, although he's only allowed to watch recreational, educational, and religious programs. You are also provided with some books and magazines, although you are unlikely to spend much time reading. The next area of interest is the cell wall. Unlike other prisons, there is only one 4-inch by 4-foot window here, designed to prevent inmates from knowing their exact location within the prison complex. For someone like El Chapo, escape would be practically impossible, since not even people outside the prison know where he is exactly inside it. Beyond the walls of his cell, there are a large number of motion detectors, surveillance cameras, and around 1,400 remotely controllable steel doors. Correctional officers in the prison control center supervise inmates 24 hours a day. Additionally, there is a panic button that, when pressed, immediately closes all doors in the facility. The perimeter is surrounded by pressure pads and 12-foot barbed wire fences, patrolled by highly armed officers. On the road that leads to Flores, there are 12 surveillance towers equipped with weapons. Escaping is terrifying at this point. El Chapo would have to overcome multiple obstacles and avoid numerous security guards to leave the premises. However, beyond these barriers, there are other aspects that make this place terrifying. The prison houses inmates in 6 different security levels, and one of these areas, called the General Population Unit, is located directly below a unit known simply as H. It is in the latter where El Chapo is found. His cell is under constant supervision and, according to his lawyers, he hardly sleeps. However, his wife has made public her requests for his human rights to be respected. We are not requesting anything out of the ordinary, just that he be allowed to rest. Even though El Chapo is a dangerous criminal, he is not the most dangerous in prison. There is a unit known as Range 13, reserved for inmates who require the strictest control. There are prisoners classified as ruthless, including those who have committed atrocious acts, such as killing animals. One of the prisoners in Rank 13 is of Pakistani origin and was convicted in 1999 of terrorist conspiracy and other charges related to the 1993 bombing that claimed the lives of 6 people and injured more than 1,000. Then, in 1996, he was convicted for planning a foiled plot to bomb 2 planes within a period of 48 hours. Although El Chapo has committed numerous crimes, some might argue that this inmate's crimes actually place him in the highest range. However, there is a legal loophole that could allow Chapo to plan an escape. This loophole is based on good behavior. Additionally, there are 2 units within the prison that allow inmates to freely interact with each other within their security level. However, these units are only available to those inmates who have demonstrated good behavior over a given period. If they continue to show good behavior, they can be transferred to lower security facilities. So if Chapo manages to be transferred to a lower security prison, he could attempt one of his famous prison escapes. Another possibility of escape would be to take advantage of the laws and procedures related to mental health. Despite the rigorous measures implemented to prevent escapes, there have been cases of murders within the facility. On April 21, 2005, two inmates, Silvestres Rivera and Richard Santiago, were captured on video brutally beating and stomping Manuel Torres, a prominent member of the Mexican mafia inside the prison. The body of Manuel Torres was found lifeless in the premises. Imagine criminals committing murders within the walls of flowers. Even despite these security measures, the next step would be for them to be transferred to death row. But inexplicably, they continue to be held. In addition to this incident, there have been a total of 8 suicides within the facility. This is because conditions are extremely harsh for inmates. Even though they are criminals, they are still human beings. Some inmates have not committed crimes as brutal as El Chapo or Rams and Joseph. In 2012, 11 inmates filed a federal class action lawsuit against the Bureau of Prisons, alleging chronic abuse and failure to properly diagnose prisoners with serious mental illnesses. At the time of the lawsuit, only 6 inmates were said to have died by suicide. What really opened this loophole is the fact that in 2020, a British magistrate refused to extradite Julian Assange, the founder of the non-profit organization WikiLeaks, to the United States. This was because the magistrate considered that he would be subject to solitary confinement and special administrative measures if he were extradited to the United States. The United States and the High Court of Justice of England agreed to extradite him on the premise that he would not be subjected to special administrative measures or imprisoned at ADX Florence. El Chapo is currently seeking a new trial in his case, a strategy that demonstrates cunning. Personally, I'm interested to see how your situation develops. However, it is crucial to remember that these inmates were not forced to face these circumstances. Their own actions led them here. It is questionable whether they truly deserve the resources that figures like El Chapo receive, or the type of treatment they are given in Federal Bureau of Prisons facilities. You should consider the possibility of reducing the security measures imposed. What is your opinion? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you for joining us in this video until the end. If you liked it, don't forget to like and subscribe if you are truly passionate about drug stories, and activate the bell so you don't miss any videos. Until the next case.